Hello guys, I'm going to show you how to make forms in Angular. First of all, let's just create our Angular project using ng-new command. I have already done that. So first of all, let's just open our terminal and create a new component so we can actually put our forms layouts over there. Using npx ng generate component and the name of our component, which is going to be forms. Alright, as you can see, forms component has been added to our app directory. So in order that I can see forms component on the screen, let's just put the selector from the TS file, copy it and paste it into our app component file. And let's just run our project using npm run start command. Alright, as you can see, form component is actually working, so let's just declare our layouts in the component. Let's head toward the forms component HTML file and create a form tag. And I want to have an input for name and also have a label for the input. And one for password. Okay, input type would be password. And also a submit button. The tab would be submit. And the value is submit as well. Perfect. Let's take a look, and yeah, our form is right here. So it's time to make it reactive. Well, we need to take a few steps. The first one is going to our app module file inside the app directory and add reactive forms module in our app module component. And then add this reactive forms module in our imports as well. Save the changes and let's take the next step. Let's go to our forms component.ts file, and first of all we need to change our component class so that it implements on init, and we also need an ng on init void. Okay, so now we have to create an object for our form. I want to call it my form, and I want to define it as an any variable, and I will fix it. So right here I define my form object as a new form group object. Form group is actually an object that can contain some fields and which can be connected to a form layout in our HTML file. Okay, form group, and as you can see, it has been imported automatically. And inside this form group, we need to specify the fields we need to have. So I have two fields of name and password here, and I'm going to add these to my form object. So let's just say name. A new, these fields would be a type of form control. Form control. And the argument of this form control object would be the default value of our form, and I want it to have any default values, so I would set it to null. Let's just import this form group, form control. It has the same library with form group, so and let's fix this one. All right, we need the same thing for our password, and the password would be a new form control object with default value of null. All right, let's save. And in order to connect this form object to our form layout in the HTML, we need to take a few steps. The first one is actually set the name of this form object as the value of the attribute of this form layout. And the attribute is called form group. So we have to type form group is equal to the name of the form object, which is my form. Okay. Let's also have an ng submit here, which will trigger a function as the form is submitted. The function would be called something like submit my form. Alright, and as you can see, the error is gone. Let's have a very simple body here, something like console.log my form value. Uh, this function will actually prints the value of our form on the console as it is submitted. And the last step is to add some attributes to the input fields, so it actually detects which field of the form object corresponds for this input. So we have to add an attribute called form control name, and the value would be the name of the field. Let's give it some inputs. Submit. Alright, and as you can see, the form value with all the attributes is printed on the console. And if I just need each field separately, I can use this attribute of controls, which contains the values of our fields. So let's just implement it in our submit form. All I have to do is to call this attribute on the object, which is controls, and the field I need to print, which is name, and the value of it. Give it some inputs. Submit the form, and yeah, as you can see, the value of each field is printed on the console. Hope you learned how to make reactive forms in Angular, and let me know if you had any questions in the comment section.